So the tools you'll need for saw cutting the driveway is basically what you'll need is a saw that cuts concrete. There's a couple different ways you can do it. You can use a skill saw with a concrete blade. That's going to be very time consuming and physically difficult. Or you can rent a special saw that actually is designed to cut concrete. You'll need a chalk line, and then you'll just need your hammer to remove the frames. Hey guys, Tom here again, Richfield Blacktop and Concrete. We're getting ready to saw cut the driveway. This is an important process because what it does is it helps control where the cracks might go. We live in Minnesota, and concrete cracks, asphalt cracks, it's just what can we do to mitigate what it's going to look like, and we want to make sure that we control where the cracks go, because if we don't, then it can just go anywhere it wants. So what we're doing here is we're just marking where we're going to saw cut the driveway, and 100 square feet or less is the size box that you want to achieve. And we at Richfield Blacktop and Concrete are going to be a lot less than that, but if you have a 16-foot driveway, you could certainly put a cut up the middle and then like every 8 feet, so you got 8 by 8. That's like 64 square feet. The saw is very loud, so you're going to want to wear earplugs and of course the mask as well. So we have a machine here that cuts the control joints in the driveway. You can certainly use different types of machines. You can rent one. You can use even a skill saw, but that's going to be a lot more difficult and time consuming. It's important that you use proper safety equipment. When you cut concrete, you can cut it with a wet saw, which will cut down on dust, but it also will cause quite a bit of slurry. You get this big pond of slurry. You can see here we're also removing the forms, carefully, because sometimes you can have a little piece of concrete that's crusted on there and it can actually flake off the driveway. So it's important that you just take your time and just carefully, you can see Tony there just tapping it with the hammer, getting the stakes out, pulling off the forms. You can see the area between the driveway and the grass, and that's pretty much, you're going to have that. You're going to have a little gap between there that's going to have to be backfilled because the elevation of the driveway usually changes. Usually the older driveway has sunk over the years. And you can see here Sammy is saw cutting the driveway, and he's got a little bit of a rhythm, as you can see. He's got a couple steps and then he waits, a couple steps, then he waits, and that's really to allow the blade to catch up with the cutting. If you push this thing too fast, you can chip. And you can see here we're putting in spacers in between the crosses. We're going to be cutting down from the garage to the street, and then we're going to be cutting from side to side. And where those two meet, if you don't have some support, that concrete can actually chip out. So we use little spacers, which you can create on your own. You can use cardboard, or you can use some little plexiglass sheets that we've cut up into pieces. And you can see that little rhythm that Sammy's got there is just allowing the blade to catch up with what he's doing. And you want to be careful as you're getting up to the garage that you don't cut into that expansion. Here there's the blade as we came up to the garage, it got pulled up a little bit, so we're just making sure that we got the proper thickness. And you want 25% of the thickness of the concrete. So in this case, it's a 4-inch slab, so we cut 1 inch into the slab. You don't have to wash the driveway down. We just do it as a courtesy to the customer. We get all the dust off the driveway and out of the control joints, and just rinse it down and rinse it down. Gives it a nice look when we're done. You're going to want to have something up so people don't, pull into your driveway. Caution tape. And we put caution tape up and down both sides and across the front. And here you can see our completed driveway. I'll talk a little bit about sealing. We used a cure agent on the driveway, and that locks the moisture in, so it kind of comes out slowly. The more slow it comes out, the harder, stronger driveway you'll have. After 30 days, you're going to want to use a penetrating sealer. Aggregate Industries has a product called trisiloxane, and you can pick that up there, and it's a 5-year sealer. So You pressure wash the driveway after 30 days, get it all cleaned up, and then you can just apply that with a nap roller. And that'll penetrate in. It usually dries within 4 hours, and you're good for 5 years.